Hi, this is Hewlett with Rehab Mart. I'm here with my colleague
Taylor.
and we're here today to show you the ES290 electrostatic sprayer. We're referring to this on the website as the Dr. Allen's ES290 electrostatic sprayer. It is an entry-level sprayer, and we recommend it for homes and offices. Some clinics are using it, smaller spaces, and it does a good entry-level job. And you can use any liquid disinfectant in the sprayer. We're going to unbox it today, charge it up, and just run through it.
So right after we open up our box, this is what we have. Let's start. We get a charger, 3 separate rods. We have a bag with some extra accessories, just 2 or 3 extra heads with plenty of O-rings that we will show you how to put on shortly. That is our unit itself. And then our user manual. First and foremost, we're going to make sure that our unit has a charge by plugging in the charger and plugging the unit into.
And before you do that, though, you want to make sure that you turn it off.
Yes.
O is for off, and this little horizontal line is for on. So before we plug it in, we'll make sure it's turned off. And also on the nozzle wand, it's got O for off. Make sure it's off.
That charging port is going to be located right next to that on and off switch. So if you have the sprayer portion in your right hand, the unit's on your back, that switch and charging port is going to be right where your left hand will lie. Plug that in the wall. There, make sure it's secure. The manufacturer recommends that we do not run this unit dry. So we're going to open up the tank and we're going to add a little bit of liquid to it. Right inside of the tank, hanging at the edge of the lip, there will be a filter cup. That's just to make sure that when you are adding your liquid into the top, that you're not getting any debris or unwanted material into that tank.
In some of the manuals, the filter cup is called a sponge, but it's just a translation issue from Chinese to English. This is actually not a sponge, just a filter cup to catch any loose particles that might be in the disinfecting liquid.
Over the top here.
Alright.
It's still off and charging, so we're going to put together our rods that we're going to attach to the unit.
Now, this one did not require an O-ring because this was already in place, I believe.
Yeah, the handle itself already has a built-in O-ring, so that is the wrong thing. We did place one of the O-rings that were provided from Dr. Allen in the base that attaches to the handle right here, just for an extra snug fit. Don't want to tighten it too tight. Don't want to strip the threads of the plastic that it goes into. This one.
And on
This side.
a previous dry run, Taylor and I also put a green O-ring, as you can see right there already.
Each one of these just fits into the other. So, this one as well.
You have a couple extra nozzles here if you ever had a clogged nozzle in the future. This does get a little tricky if you take off one of these nozzle heads. We did this earlier. You just had to be careful. When you take it off, you've actually got 3 pieces. You've got the clear O-ring, which is right there. You've got this little, which right here. You've got this plastic piece that goes in right here. You actually turn it over.
That one would be next, touching the O-ring, going out like that.
Yeah, and actually, if you see it going in, it'd be like that. But this one already has one in it. And then the one that goes on top, actually, Taylor, so you'd have that one. The other one would go on top.
So they go inside of the head like like so.
And just have to make sure that you got a bigger end and a smaller end. You want to make sure the smaller end is facing out, as you can see right there. So the O-ring goes back in place here. This one already has the little plastic piece that looks like this. And then I'm gonna screw it back on. And again, you can see that the small part of the nozzle is facing out on each of these nozzles. This is just like a pinhole size opening.
And they do have to be in that order for it to have that sprayer function. Otherwise, it's just going to come out in a straight line on it.
So now, the sequence of turning it on, everything tightened up.
Yep, everything's tightened up. We're going to unplug the backpack from the wall.
We recommend about 2 hours of charging time, Caitlin.
Yes,
correct?
exactly right. Before you turn anything on though, you do want to have a firm grip on this handle. You're going to turn the backpack portion on, then you're going to turn the handle on.
So I do want to reinforce that. The backpack portion got turned on first, and then the handle is turned on second.
There you go. And then just the same process in reverse.
Off.
Handle, then unit off.
And again, the little O stands for off, and the little horizontal line is on. So that's pretty much it. That's the ES290. It comes right out of the box. The biggest thing that is we want to point out is that you do have to add the actual O-rings as we instructed.
Yes.
And just confirm, if you see too much leakage come out of a connection, you're probably missing an O-ring. You just need to take it apart, put back in the O-ring, make sure that your plastic pieces are in the order. They're pre-assembled, so you can always take apart one that you haven't fiddled with. Look at how it's assembled. It's the O-ring, one plastic piece, the second plastic piece, and you're good to go.
I think that about covers it on the Dr. Allen's ES290 sprayer.